I built an AI system inside n8n which can generate automatically 3D product video for any product. Only you have to provide the simple product image, and after that this AI system will generate the product video in just minutes and then send the video to your Google Sheet. And to make this AI system, you don't have to write a single line of code. And let me show a demo how this AI system really works. And after that, I'll show you everything that how I build this AI system. So to use this AI system, you have to come to n8n, then you have to set up this AI system. Then you have to just go with execute workflow, and then this kind of form will come up in front of you. At the first, you have to give the product photo. So in my case, that's the product image. I just go with open. And then in the place of product title, I have to give the name of the product that I selected, which is Nike Air Force sneaker. And after that, I have to give the video duration in seconds, like how much the video length will be. So in here, the minimum length will be 5 seconds, and I can just go with as much as I want. So I just go with the minimum value, 5 seconds. Then I just go with submit. Then this AI system started to work. And after generating the video, as you can see, the execution has been completed. So let me go to the spreadsheet. So I can see this is the exact video that this AI system generated. So let me show you the video. This is really cool, right? The video ad you just saw was generated by this n8n AI system, and right now I'll describe you that how I made this AI system so that you can make this AI system by yourself. And if you need the easy path, you can get this exact n8n AI template inside the Hello AI community, and also this you can actually get access to all of the lessons and all the assets. So for today's video, you have to just go with the lesson number 54, and then you have to just go inside there, and then you can see that inside the resources section you can actually get a template. If you just click that, only you have to download that, and after that what you have to do is you have to just go with the new n8n workflow. Just go with create workflow, and then just go with these 3 dots, then just go with import from file, and after that choose the workflow that you downloaded or the template you downloaded. For this one, then just go with open, and then you can see that the template will be automatically came up in front of you. Then you have to set up a little bit, and that's it. It will be ready to go. And if you're not a community member, no worries, like I'll describe you everything, like how I just made that. And if you want to join this community, the link is in the description, so see you inside. So let me describe you everything that how I made this AI agent. So let me go in the first node, and here you can see the first step is actually the input step. So as you saw that I'm actually giving all my inputs, for example like the image, the name of the product, and then the duration of the video. So for that I'm actually using a input form, and if you just go in the plus section and if you just look for form something like this, and you can actually get the n8n form, just go with that, and you have to just go with the trigger node, which is a on new n8n form event, something like this. So when I just click that, you have to set up. So this thing is exactly the same thing as this. So let me show you that how I set up the n8n form. So for that I just go double click. So you can see that the name of the form is like I just given a title, Shopify 3D video, whatever it is. Then in the description I just kind of like written this thing. So the most important thing is just start from here, which is the element. So I actually added 3 elements. The first element is to take the product image, and for that I just named here product photo, and the type will be actually file because it have to be take the image, so that's why. And here you can actually give the accepted file types, for example like .jpg, .png, .jpeg, something like this. And if you don't give anything, it will just accept all the images or all of the type images. So make sure that it have to be required, and then you have to just go with the second element. Okay, you can actually add the element, something like just go with add form element, and a new element will be added, and there you have to add something. And there you can see that what I did, the second element is actually the product title, and it have to be a text, and in the placeholder I just written that product title, so it kind of like show that it is actually the product title, and again it have to be recorded. And the third thing is actually the video duration in second, and obviously it have to be number, something like this. And then in the place of placeholder I just written that minimum 5 seconds, so that me or the user, whoever use this AI system on my client, they can understand that what they have to do. It's kind of like instructions. Okay, so based on that I actually given these 3 things. At the first thing I actually given the image. So if I just go in the binary section, I can show you the image. So here's the image, as you can see that that's the exact Nike shoe actually given that. and there you can see that I actually given the product title, which is Nike Air Force shoe, right? And in the place of video duration, you can see that I actually go with 5 seconds, so that's why it's kind of like showing 5. So we're actually going with these 3 inputs, and then what I did in here, I actually go with the step number 2, because our image is in binary format, and if I have to give the image to a AI model, then I have to convert the image to a URL based, and for that I have to upload the image to a server, and the image have to be publicly available or only just be available for the AI model so that it can take the image as a reference. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. So here for that I'm actually using Cloudinary. You can use different elements in here, or just different type of node, for example like S3 bucket or something like this, but I think Cloudinary is the easy to use, so that's why I recommend you to use the Cloudinary. So if I kind of like open Cloudinary, so here you can see there's a setup process of the Cloudinary looks like. And if you don't know how I just added the Cloudinary, it's very simple. Just go here, plus again, and then just go with HTTP, and here you actually get a HTTP request node. Just click that, and that's what I just added, so in the Cloudinary section. So let me just kind of like remove that thing. So let me show you that how I just added the Cloudinary. So the method will be post, and this is the exact URL I'm actually using, and this is actually my cloud name. So the rest of the thing will be same, only you have to give the cloud name in this place of yours. So how you can actually set up the cloud name, and also how you can actually get the rest of the things of the Cloudinary. It's very easy. Just go to Cloudinary. So this is the Cloudinary website, which is cloudinary.com, and after that, if you never used Cloudinary before, just create an account, and that's it. And after creating the account, what you have to do is you have to go in the setting option, and you will come here, and then you have to just go in the API keys, and also you can actually get the cloud name from here. You can see that's the cloud name of mine, and also you can get the cloud name directly from here. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to just kind of like copy the cloud name like this, and you have to set up that in the HTTP node. Just come here in the Cloudinary, and then in the place of URL, in the place of exactly where the cloud name, as I said, just kind of like give the cloud name in that exact place. Just paste that, that's it. And then you have to add the credentials of the Cloudinary with n8n. It's very easy. You have to actually get the API secret key, then you have to add that. So I can actually do that. So in the place of authentication, what you have to do, you have to just go with general credential type. So in default it will be none, so make sure you just choose the general credential type, and then you have to just go in the generic auth type. You have to just go with header auth, and then you have to just add the Cloudinary. It's very simple. Again, just come here, then just go with create new credential, and then in the place of name, what you have to do is you have to just go with API, then slash, then key, exactly like in this way. Then you have to just go in the value section and just go in the expression, so that I can show you that what I'm going to give. So in the place of value, what I'll do, I'll actually kind of like give the API key of the Cloudinary, or the API secret key of the Cloudinary. So again, I just come in the Cloudinary, so I can see I'm already in the API keys. So what I have to do is I have to get the API secret, okay, not the API key, the API secret. And in here you can see that it's not visualized. So if I just kind of like click the visualize, it will be visualized in front of me. So I have to copy the API key or the API secret key, then I have to come here, then I have to just paste that, that's it. And before just saving, you have to just come here and just give a name something like Cloudinary, so that in future if you again use Cloudinary, you don't have to add the Cloudinary again. You can actually recall the Cloudinary from the header auth, that's it. So after that, just go with save. In this case, I'm not going with save because I already added, that's why. Okay, so the next process is you have to just enable the send body, and here you have to just go with form data, okay, and then you have to just go with a parameter type. So from 2 type of parameter type, you have to just go with from data again, and in the place of name, you have to just write something upload / preset, and then you have to give the upload preset name. Okay, so that's the third thing, and the last thing we have to collect from the Cloudinary. Again, you have to just come in the Cloudinary, then you have to just go in the upload section, and then you have to just go with add upload preset, okay, and in the place of upload preset name, you have to just give a name, and the name, make sure that it is longer than 6 characters, and after that you have to come in the signing mode, and then just go with unsigned, okay, and after that just go with save. In this case, I'm not saving because I have already a bunch of upload presets, so that's why. So I'm just going with the first one. So when you actually create upload preset, you have to do is you have to just copy the upload preset name, like just clicking the copy icon, and then come here, and in the place of value, you have to just paste the upload preset name, that's it. And then the last thing, you have to just set up that for the HTTP node or for the Cloudinary node, is you have to again just add another add parameter, and then in the place of parameter type you have to just go with n8n binary file, and here in the place of name will be file, and in the place of input data field name you have to just give something like the name that is containing the binary file. So in here you can see that the binary file it's actually containing which is the product/photo. So if I kind of like go with view, you can see that this is the exact image I uploaded. So this is under the product/photo file, so that's why I have to give the name in here. So that's why I given the exact name in here, and that's how I kind of like uploading my binary image or the image that I just uploaded in binary file to a server. And here you can see what I just getting, and I'm just getting the URL, and that's the most important thing. If I just kind of like go to the URL, my image right now in a server and which is publicly available, and for that reason it is also be accessible for a AI model. So yeah, this is the image, and you can see this is the cloud name of mine, and also this is my cloud name. That's it, very simple, right? And now I have to just go with the third process. In the place of step 3, I just go with the image generation process, because the first step and the second step are done. So let me just start with the image generation process, and here I have to use a AI model, and which is must. You can use n8n or you can use something like this, and I recommend you to use Seedream 4.0, and here I'm using the exact AI model that I said, because Seedream 4.0 is so much stronger than n8n and it works really well in some cases. Okay, so that's why I'm kind of like using Seedream 4.0 in here. And for our case, for our 3D model video generation, Seedream 4.0 I think is the best AI model. Okay, so why I'm using the Seedream 4.0, I have to generate an image before generating the video, and based on the image will actually kind of like generate the video. In here, as you can see, I just added the Seedream 4.0. Again, what I did in here, I kind of like go in the plus, and then I just go with HTTP node, and by using this HTTP request, I kind of like added the Seedream 4.0 inside this n8n system. So let me kind of like show you how I added the Seedream 4.0. If I kind of like open that, so you can see this is the method I'm using, which is a post method. Okay, so you can see you can actually kind of like go with bunch of methods, and I'm not like describing you right now that what does mean the method of post, what does mean method of get. Okay, so in the place of URL, what you have to do, you have to just go with this exact URL, and this URL actually same for everyone, no issue for that. If you use the exact platform like me, in this case I'm actually using Kai AI to get the access of Seedream 4.0, because Seedream 4.0 doesn't give any kind of public access right now from the website. So that's why we have to use something, a third-party tool, so that we can actually get this kind of like AI model access. So that's why I'm actually using Kai AI, and in here you can actually see that I'm using api.kai.ai. Okay, so in this place authentication, you have to just go with the same like Cloudinary. You have to just go with general credential type, then again just go with header auth, and in this place you can see that I actually added the Kai AI. How you can do that, just go with the create new credential. In the place of name, you have to just go with something like authorization, and then in the place of value you have to give the API credentials of the Kai AI. So I can do that. Make sure I just go with like expression so that I can show you what I did. So in this place I just go with something bearer, and then just give a space, and here you have to give the API key. So how can I actually get that? You have to just come here this exact website, which is called kai.ai, or the website name is Kai API. So here you have to create an account at the first, and then also you have to just add some balance so that they can actually use the Seedream 4.0, which is this exact AI model. Okay, and then you have to just come here in the dashboard section, and then in the place of API key you have to just kind of like click here, and here you can see that I can actually kind of like get the API key. It's very easy, just go with create API key, a new API key will be created. Just copy the API key, then come here, and then after the bearer, after the space, just paste the API key, and before the saving just kind of like name that Kai AI, so that again you don't have to use these credentials again. You can actually recall the Kai AI header auth in future when you need that, and in this case again we need that, so that's why we kind of like use these things. And after that just go with save, and it's done. And again I'm saying just add some balance in the Kai AI if you never used Kai AI before, otherwise you can actually get the access of Seedream 4.0, and I can actually get that. In the place of dashboard you have to just go with the billing section, and there you can actually kind of like add your just kind of like credits. You can see there are a bunch of options, whatever good for you, just go with this package and buy that package. That's it. And then in this case I'm not just saving because I already added the Kai AI, so that's why. And after that you have to just go with the send body, and then just go with JSON, and here specify body have to be using JSON. And let me show you that what the JSON code I'm using in here. So that's the exact JSON code I'm using, and the model you can see that stream b4 edit. Okay, and then in the place of callback URL, this will be the callback URL, and in the place of input, what I did, I kind of like added the prompt, and this is exactly the prompt I'm using. Okay, and based on that, it kind of like generating the image, and soon I'll show you that how the generated image looks like, so no worries. And in the place of image URL, I have to actually give the image URL that I'm uploading that to the Cloudinary. So in this place, I have to give the Cloudinary URL that I'm getting, which is this one, and you can see that this is actually from the Cloudinary. And in the place of URL, I just go with this URL and just put this thing in the image URL like this. And in the place of image size, you have to actually give the image size. In this case, I actually need a landscape image so that I can actually get a landscape video. So that's why I just go with landscape / 16/9. Okay, you can understand that that's the ratio 16:9 for a landscape video. Then I just go with image resolution, which is actually I'm going with 2K. Maximum you can go with 4K, and the minimum you can go with 1K. So 1K, 2K, or 4K. So whatever good for you, just go with that. And in the place of image max images, you have to just give the image number how many you want. So in this case, I just want 1 image. So that's it. If you want more images, you can go with that. But maximum number of images you can generate one time is 6. So here you can see that how the request looks like. So this is the exact request I'm sending to Car AI, and then it kind of like giving me this kind of message, which is success. So it means the request has been successfully gated to Car AI, and also it kind of like giving me a task ID and record ID. So the success means that the process has been started. So obviously I have to wait a little bit, but before that I'm checking that by using this if condition, that did I get a success message or not. So if I get a success message, then it have to just go with the true branch, and if I don't get a success message, then it have to just go with the false branch. So in the place of false branch, what I did, I just added again and the form. In this place, I just added something like this: image generation failed, the image generation has been failed, please check. So what's gonna happen if any reason this Stream 4.0 node doesn't work, so it will just kind of like show me a form in front of me that the image generation has been failed, so that I can understand that the image generation has been failed for some reason, and I can check that and I can fix that thing inside the n8n. So that's the process. So in this case, I just saw that it's kind of like going the success message, so obviously it have to just go with the rest of the process. And here, as I said, it have to wait a little bit, so that I kind of like added a wait node. So this is called a wait node. What you have to do, you have to just kind of like came here again and just search for wait. So you have to just kind of like add this thing, that's it. And what I did in here, let me show you that. So if I kind of like double click, so you can see that I'm just waiting for 20 seconds, and make sure that it have to be the resume after time interval. Okay, that's it. And you can actually just also choose that, like you want to just 20 seconds, 20 minutes, or 20 hours. Okay, that's it. So it's kind of like after waiting for 20 seconds, it will just go get the image URL, and again I'm using a HTTP node in here. So let me kind of like show you why I'm using this HTTP node. By using this HTTP node, getting the status that is my image generation is done or not. I am actually checking this thing. So I'm doing this in the place of method, I actually going with get. In the place of URL, I'm exactly going with this URL, and then in the place of authentication, what I did, I just added the Car AI again, because I already did Car AI. So in this case, I can just go with general credential type header auth. In the place of header auth, I just recall the Car AI because I already added, as I said. So then what you have to do is you have to just go with the send query parameters, and then in the place of specify query parameters, you have to just go with using fields below. Then the name will be task ID, exactly like in this way, and then in the place of value, you have to actually give the task ID. So you can see this actually containing the task ID in here. So this is the task ID in my case. I just kind of like give this task ID in the place of value. That's it. So you can see that what's gonna happen, it kind of like give a get request to the Car AI, and it will say you that is the thing is done or not. So how can I actually understand that? You can see that the rel JSON is kind of like containing a image URL. So that's why I kind of like getting that the image generation has been done. Okay, so if I kind of like go this exact URL, I can see that the generated image, which is really cool, right? So right now we have to kind of like generate a video from the exact image. So before that, I have to again just do something. What I did, I just kind of like again just go with a if condition. So what you have to do, you have to just kind of like go with this plus, and then just go with if. And here you can see this is the if condition I'm using. So let me kind of like show you how the setup of if condition will be. So in the place of rules, what you have to do is you have to actually give the rel.json like this, okay? And then you have to just write here it's not empty. It's mean that if the rel.json is not empty, then you have to just go with the true branch, and if the rel.json is empty, then you have to just go in the false branch, because when the rel.json will be empty when actually the process is not done, right? So obviously if it's not empty, then the process has been done and it's actually containing the result, right? So that's why I kind of like set at the condition. So in this case, obviously the rel.json was not empty, then you have to just go with the true branch, and if it's empty, then you have to just go with the false branch. Then what's going to happen, it will just again wait for 20 seconds, then you have to just go with the rest of the process. So it's actually loop, okay? So in here, as you saw that at the first in the place of true branch, I just added a code in JavaScript. So again, just if you just kind of like click here, then just search for code, something like this, you can see that's the exact code I'm using, which is the code in JavaScript node. And also you can actually use Python, whatever just good for you. And in the place of JavaScript code, what I did, I just used this exact code in here, which is very simple. And with this code, what I'm doing is I'm actually getting the generated image URL in a very neat and clean format. You can see that that's the image URL, and in here the rel.json is not containing the image URL in a very clean way. It's kind of like you can see the brackets, the quotations, there are a bunch of things, but I need the image URL in this exact format. So that's why I kind of like did this thing, because I'll actually push this image URL to the video generation model. So that's why I need this in this exact format, okay? So right now the main process, which is actually the video generation process, and for that we're actually doing all the stuffs, right? So here let me show you that what I'm doing. Again, I used a HTTP node, and if I kind of like open that, this is the exact process of the HTTP node, what it looks like. So in this place I'm actually using the post method. In the place of URL, I'm actually using this exact URL, and through this URL I'm actually kind of like sending request to Fel AI, and Fel AI is another AI platform. And if I kind of like show you what the just AI model I'm using, so if I kind of like go this exact AI model, which is actually Kling 2.5 Turbo Pro, so this is the exact AI model I'm using from Fel AI. Obviously you have to just come to Fel AI, then you have to create an account, and based on that you will get access to Fel AI. And again, it's not free, it will just cut a little bit money, and I think for every 5 seconds they will actually cut you $0.35, okay? So yeah, you can understand that. So how you can actually set up that, it's very easy. You have to just come here, the API, and here you can see that by this using this exact format, I kind of like added this to my n8n or to the HTTP node, okay? So this is the exact format you have to actually follow, and if you don't understand that, no worries, you have to just kind of like copy this thing, then have to just paste this to ChatGPT, and then you can ask that, like, you know, I want to set up this AI model, or just this AI model from Fel AI to my n8n as a HTTP node, what's the curl code will be. And then what you have to do is you have to just kind of like copy the curl code, then you have to just just go with the import curl, and then you have to paste this curl code in here, then just go with import, then this kind of things will automatically set it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so you have to just kind of like figure out how you have to do that. And if you want to just follow my format, no worries, you have to just post the videos every time, then you have to just kind of like figure it out how you have to just read these things, okay? So here's the URL actually I'm using, and this is the exact URL you can find inside the Fel AI. If you just kind of Fel AI, you can see this is the exact URL I'm using, which is this one, okay? I just copied that, then I pasted that in here in the place of URL. And then in the place of authentication, what I did, I just kind of like go with the general credential type. Again, you have to just go with header auth. And in the place of header auth, what I did, I kind of like added the Fel AI, like the Cloudinary and also the Kai AI. What you have to do, you have to just go with a new credential. In the place of name, you have to just go with authorization. And then in the place of value, you have to actually give the API key. Again, I just go with expression. And then you have to do is, you have to just write something key, okay? Make sure the K is in capital letter. And then after that, you have to give a space. And here you have to actually give the API key. So how you can actually get that, you have to come here Fel AI, and then you have to actually go with the your account, and then you have to just go with the API keys. And here you can see there's my API key, and what you have to do, you have to just go with add key, a new key will be created, copy the exact key, then come here, and after that just paste the API key. That's it. And before save that thing, give a name something like Fel AI, so that you can recall this thing again in the future and also in the next processes. And after that, just go with save. That's it. Very easy, right? Okay, in this case I didn't save because I actually kind of like added this fail AI already, so that's why. And then in the place of send body, you have to enable that thing, and then you have to just go with body content type, which is JSON. Then just go with specify body using JSON. So here's the exact JSON code I'm actually using, which is the prompt at the first. Okay, and this is the prompt. You have to just use that in our case. And then in the place of image URL, you have to actually give the image URL that is actually we're getting from the Kai AI, or just the image that is generated by the Student 4.0. So we're kind of like giving this exact image, which is this one, right? So that's why you can understand that I kind of like use the code and get it the neat and clean image URL. Then in the place of duration, in this place I kind of like giving this duration from the on form submission, which is actually 5 seconds I just given. So that's how I kind of like customizing the second, or just that's why I kind of like customizing the duration of the video. And then in the place of negative prompt, you can actually give something like the things you don't want. I don't want the blur, desort, and low quality stuff. So that's why I kind of like giving the negative prompt. And then in place of CFG / scale, you have to actually kind of like give a value, and based on the value it kind of like follow your prompt. So if you actually give 0.5, something like this, so what's gonna happen, like it will exactly follow your prompt while generating the video. And if you give more, just for example like 0.9, in this case I just go with 0.9, so it will follow my prompt but not exactly my prompt. It will just a little bit follow also its own knowledge base, something like this. So it's called the temperature for the AI models. So that's it. So in the right side you can see that like that's how the request really looks like. So what I did, I just kind of like send the request, or like when this node actually activated, it actually send the request to fail AI, and the fail AI, it will just give you something like a status, a request ID, just a response URL, also a status URL, cancel URL. So we have to kind of like wait here again. And what it did in here, that I actually used a wait node again. So again, just go here plus, then just search for wait, just add this wait node, and in the place I actually just go wait 40 seconds. Okay, so obviously the video generation process is very longer, so that's why I just go wait 40 seconds. So yeah, in this case, as you can see that it's kind of like use this thing for 3 times, and I'll describe you obviously that why this node has been used for 3 times. It's been like 4 into 3 120, it's been like 2 minutes almost. So yeah, that's why I kind of like use that thing. So what I did after that, I kind of like added in again another HTTP node, like the same process I just used in the place of Kai AI. So what I did, by this process I'm kind of like getting that this the image generation or the video generation has been done or not. Okay, so here you can see there's a method which is get. In the place of URL, what you have to do, you have to actually give the status URL. Okay, just put this status URL in here, that's it. In the place of authentication, you have to just recall the fail AI again, exactly the previous way, and that's what I'm doing. And it kind of like give a get a request to the fail AI, and that's why kind of like understanding that is it like in progress or like is it done. So you can see that first 2 times it kind of like showing me in progress, again second time in progress, and the third time it's kind of like showing me completed. So it's mean it's done. So then I'm kind of like used a if node, so you can see that that's the if node, or just if condition. So if kind of like open that thing, so what I did, I kind of like go with the status, and then in the place of condition I just say like completed. So this is the exactly the thing, it's kind of like came in here. So I just put this thing in here, and the status have to equal to completed, so that like it have to just go with the true branch, and if it's not completed then I have to just go with the false branch. So the first 2 times got it was not completed, so that's why it's kind of like use the false branch, and for the last time it kind of like use the true branch. And then the process has been almost done. I have to just use the get video link so that I can actually get the video URL. And again you can see that I actually used HTTP request node, and in the place of method I just use the get. Almost everything same, only I have to change the URL. So in the place of URL, what I did, I just go with the response URL, that's it. And then it kind of like give you this kind of output, and you can see this the exact video URL. So if I go to this URL, I can actually see the video. So this is the video in here, you can see that. Really cool, right? So yeah, that's why kind of like getting the video. And at the last I use a spreadsheet, so it's not important, but you can actually use that. In my case I use that so that I can actually collect the videos at somewhere else, so that like if I forget to download, or if I don't want to download that, it will be automatically collected to a spreadsheet. So if I kind of like show you what I did, so this is the spreadsheet node. Again, just you have to just kind of like came here, then just go with Google Sheets, something like this, and then you have to just go with this thing. And here you can see I'm actually going with this thing, append or row update in a sheet, this one. So that's the setup that it looks like. So at the first, you have to just add your Google Sheet with the n8n. What you have to do is you have to just go to the credential to connect, and you have to just kind of like go with the create new credential. Then you have to just go with sign in with Google, and then you have to actually kind of like give the access to your Google account to the n8n. Okay, that's what you have to do. And before that, obviously you have to create a spreadsheet so that you can actually collect the stuffs in here. So in my case, I'm actually using this kind of spreadsheet. Let me kind of like show you. So this was the spreadsheet I just kind of like using, which is a product name, a product 3D video, and a duration. So there are 3 columns, so it's kind of like collecting this kind of stuff. So I kind of like given one request, so it's kind of like getting the request in here. So this is the exact video URL. If I kind of like go with that, I can actually see the video, and yeah, this is the thing. So make sure that you actually kind of like make a same spreadsheet like this, or just whatever good for you. And then what I did is I kind of like go with the resources of the sheet with document and operation. Again, just make sure that you're actually using the append or update row. And then in the place of document, you have to just go with from list. Then you have to actually choose the list, or just choose the Google Sheet that you actually made. And then in the place of sheet, you have to actually kind of like give the sheet number. So in this place, you can see that there's the sheet name and there's the sheet number, which is sheet 1. So I kind of like giving this exact thing in here. And then in the place of mapping column mode, you have to just go with map each column manually. And then in the place of column to match on, you can actually go with something like product name, product 3D video, whatever just good for you based on the column names. You have to just go with that. And then which name you choose in here, you have to actually give the same name in here. So what I did in here, I kind of like go here in the place of on form submission. And then the product title, I just kind of like give this thing in the place of product name, because that's actually the product name in here. So that's what I just did. And in the place of 3D product video, what I did, I kind of like given the video URL from the get video link, which is this one. Actually, I kind of like give the URL in the place of product 3D video. And at the last, in the place of duration, which is actually the duration, and again I'm just giving this thing through the on form submission. And what I did, I kind of like give this exact JSON in this case, other you can see the schema. So yeah, that's it. So what's gonna happen, like it could like update this thing to the to the rows following the columns, and then also it will say you that these kind of things are just updated as output. So that's it, and that's how I kind of like make this AI system. And if you need more clarification, you can actually do that. And let me kind of like share you the most important thing, which is actually the costing. Like, so for that I actually made a costing. So let me kind of like show you. So inside the community, this is the costing in here. Let me kind of like show you that. So at the first, I just saw that we're actually using Kai AI, so that we can actually use the Cloudinary 4.0 to generate the images. And here you can see to generate one image, okay, so it kind of like cost us 2 cents almost, which is like 0.175. And then we're actually using Fel AI to generate the video, or you can say to convert the image convert the generated image to a video. And so that we're actually using Fel AI, and this is the exact model we're using, which is Clean 2.5 Turbo Pro, and it will cost you $0.35 for a 5-second video. And if you actually add more seconds, for example, like for every additional second, you'll be charged for $0.07. So in total, if I just kind of like add everything, and in here I didn't add the cost of n8n, because some people actually use n8n as like a self-hosting through Docker, or just some people actually use n8n through Hostinger, or some people use n8n with cloud. So different people have different choices, so that's why I didn't add the n8n costing in here. Okay, so this is the costing for the whole thing without the n8n cost. For a 5-second 3D product video, it will cost you $0.37. okay, and for a 10-second 3D product video, it will cost you $0.72. So if you go more, it will just cost you more. So the main thing is actually the duration of the video. So that was the whole process about this AI system, and I hope you understand everything. And if you need more in-depth knowledge about AI, and also you want to just get all of the assets of today's video, then I just recommend you to join the Hello AI community. And inside the community, if you go in the classroom section, you'll get access to all of the lessons. You can see that. And not only this, you'll also get access to all of the future upcoming videos assets, so that you can actually get the AI automations or the AI agents, and also you can actually make the system more easily and more faster. And not only this, if you are going to the community section, you can actually share the stuffs. You can actually get more knowledges about the AI, and if you have any question, you can share this in here. And also you can communicate with me. For example, like if you have any problem with just building AI automations, AI agents, or if you need just guide in this exact career, you can actually communicate with me through messages inside the community. And I try to just do my best to give the highest advantages to my community members inside the Hello AI community. So yeah, get the advantages from the Hello AI community. The link is in that description, so see you inside. And if you're new to this channel, make sure to give a like and subscribe the channel. Inshallah, you'll find more values, especially in the fields of AI agents, automations. And yeah, there are like bunch of videos I already uploaded in my YouTube channel. So yeah, just for the upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe the channel, and also make sure to just click in the bell notification, so that like when I upload a video, you can actually get the update that I just uploaded the video. That's it guys, have a nice day, peace.